So, Dave Chappelle just came out with a new comedy special on Netflix, and it appears that he has made some people not happy. What's new with comedians these days? Today a Vice article came out on Dave Chappelle's new Netflix special, Sticks and Stones, and the title reads, "You can definitely skip Dave Chappelle's new Netflix special. The comedian doubles down on misogyny and transphobia in both the special and the hidden bonus scene that follows." Alright, so after reading the article, I can tell you that you gotta let comedians do what they do and be comedians. Dave Chappelle has always been a controversial, push the limits, no boundaries kind of comedian. Just like a lot of comedians these days, or a lot of comedians over the last couple decades, alright? Comedy shouldn't really have any barrier or boundary to what you can make fun of, in my opinion. I think it's kind of an art form, and the goal of comedy is to make someone laugh. And the purpose of comedy is it's just that. It's comedy. It's supposed to be funny. Comedians use comedy in a way to look at the world through their eyes, um, in a in a funny way. And I think people who get really riled up and offended by some of these comedians are, you just need to calm down. Just calm down and ignore it. Ignore it. At the end of the day, people, including comedians, should be able to say what they want to say as long as they're not um, doing so, or as long as they're not saying something that is provoking harm or wanting to do harm to another person. It's like in this comedy special, in this article, it says that he has a joke about how funny it would be if he was a Chinese man inside a black man's body. And to me, that's just an absurd joke that is just that. It's a joke. And I just, I'm a believer in free speech all the way through. I think you should be able to say what you want to say. Comedians should be able to make jokes about whatever they want to make a joke about. However, comedians should also be subject to backlash by anything they do say, because that is really just a part of being someone who does stand up speaking as a career, right? I mean, they're in front of millions of people saying things. If they say something wrong or something that could be controversial or something that could be offensive, yeah, sure, people have the right to be offended or say, no, that's wrong. However, boycotting them or calling for their careers to end, it's it's absurd to me. It's just it's crazy. Me personally, I'm not a huge fan of Dave Chappelle. Um, he's all right. I love his sketch comedy show that he did on Comedy Central years ago. Still think it's like the best comedy skit show ever made, even though it was only 3 seasons long. I love that show, but as a stand-up comedian, I'm not a huge fan. But even then, I might just have to watch this just to see what people are talking about and to see if there's anything here, because I don't know. So since I haven't watched it, I can't really say whether or not what Dave said was truly insensitive, or I can't really say whether or not people should really be riled up about this or mad about what he said. But at the same time, whatever he did say, unless he said something absolutely just out there, just completely out there, radical, unless he said something like that, it's Netflix. It's not censored content. It's not like cable TV. They're going to show whatever is in that special, no matter what that person says, until enough backlash comes their way until they just edit it out and stream the edited version to people. So I guess my point is comedians should be able to make jokes. Those jokes can be about really almost anything. And even though comedians can make jokes about anything, they can still be ridiculed for it, but just don't try to destroy a person's career over something that they said as a joke. So, with that being said, what do you think? Have you seen the Netflix special? Are you a fan of Dave Chappelle? Do you think the special was offensive? Did you take offense to it? Do you think Dave should get some sort of punishment for these jokes? Do you think Netflix should do something about a special or do something about censorship with comedians at all? So, whatever you think, you leave a comment down below, like and subscribe, and as always, that's it.